Hi again, I'm Lisa DiFrancesco and I'm back for your last classroom program before our field trip. Today, we're going to be using the 4 water quality test kits that I'll have with me during our field trip. But first, let's start with our water quality worksheet. Just like before, you're going to fill in the missing information. Let's pause the video here so your teacher can pass out the worksheet and you can fill in the blanks. When you're done, we'll restart the video and we'll review your answers. If you missed any of the boxes while we're going over it together, go ahead and fill in those blanks. The 3 small boxes above nitrates should have fertilizer, animal waste, and sewage. The 2 small boxes above dissolved oxygen should say fish use it and plants make it. The 2 boxes below water temperature should say sun or shade and seasons. And the 3 boxes below pH should say 0 to 6 acid, 7 neutral, and 8 to 14 base. We're done with the water quality worksheet. You can put that away. I promise you are not going to see that again. While we're doing our testing today, you're going to need to record your results on a data sheet. When you get your data sheet, I want you to notice that below each test, there's a healthy range listed. Those are the ideal results that we want to find when we're testing the river water. We're going to pause the video here so your teacher can pass out data sheets to everyone and divide the class into 5 groups. We're doing all 4 tests today, but I'm going to demonstrate one at a time. So you're going to see the whole procedure from start to finish. When I'm done with the demonstration, we're going to pause the video so your teacher can pass out the test equipment that you need for that test. Then we're going to advance the video just a little and you're going to see the written directions for that test up on the screen and you can follow those step by step. Dissolved oxygen is our first test today. It's in a flat black box and it's labeled right on the front, dissolved oxygen. Inside the box, there's the vial. And then our comparator that we're going to use at the end to check our results. This is glass, please don't drop this. You're also going to need a chemical to get the test results. That's going to be in this sealed glass tube. It's called an ampule, and they come in this box. Your teacher's going to pass these out to you when you're at that step of the directions. Take out the plastic test tube and fill it with water to the 25 milliliter line. For the next step, you're going to need the glass ampule with the chemical in it. Your teacher will give this to you when you're ready for this step. You're going to take the narrow end of the ampule and put it into the test tube. Make sure it's hooked into one of those dips that goes around the edge of the test tube. Hold the test tube with one hand. Make sure the ampule is straight up and down, not at an angle. Pull the ampule against the edge of the test tube. The end's going to snap off. The water's going to get pulled in. And you're going to see a color change pretty quickly. Once the ampule has filled with water, turn it over slowly, letting the bubble travel from top to bottom. We're going to mix the chemical and the water a couple times. After the water and the chemical in your ampule is mixed, we're going to set the timer for 2 minutes. If you check it too soon, the test isn't going to be done and you won't have an accurate result. When your time is up, take your ampule and see which one it matches the closest to in the comparator. If you think it's in between two results, say it's a little darker than a 6 but lighter than an 8, it can be a 7. It can be in between, it just has to be a whole number, not a half number. You're going to record your result on your data sheet, and when you're done, your teacher's going to collect your ampule and throw it in the trash. We're going to pause the video here so your teacher can pass out the dissolved oxygen test kit along with the cup of water. Once you have the test kit and the directions are on the screen, go ahead and get started. Our second test is temperature. All you're going to need is a thermometer. Temperature is a quick and easy test. You're going to take your thermometer, place it in the cup of water. Give it a minute or two to adjust, and then read the result. Make sure when you're reading the result, the thermometer is straight up and down, and you're looking eye level with the thermometer. So if you need to, pick up the cup with the thermometer in it and read it that way. Don't take it out of the cup to read it. If you do that, you're going to record the air temperature, not the water temperature. Once you've read your thermometer, go ahead and record your result on your data sheet. We'll pause the video here. Your teacher's going to pass out the thermometer. Once you have your equipment and the directions are up on the screen, go ahead and get started. Our third test is nitrates. It's in a larger blue box. Inside the nitrate test kit, you have your test tube and the comparator that we're going to use to check our results at the end. Using the pipette, you're going to fill the test tube with water to the 5 milliliter line. Once your test tube is filled, your teacher's going to come around with nitrate number 1. You're going to hold the test tube. After the tablet goes in, you're going to put the cap on and shake until it's dissolved. When tablet number 1 is dissolved, you're going to remove the cap, and your teacher's going to come around with nitrate tablet number 2. Same thing. You're going to pop one nitrate tablet number 2 in, place the cap back on, and shake until it's dissolved. Once the second tablet is dissolved, we're going to set the timer for 5 minutes. When 5 minutes have passed, you're going to take the test tube and place it into the comparator. As you lower it down, see which result on the comparator it matches the closest to. Record your result on the data sheet. Okay, teachers, this is the fastest way to pass out the nitrate 1 and 2 tablets. When the students are ready and they have their test tube filled to the 5 milliliter line, each group's going to take the cap off. They're going to hold the test tube. You're going to go around with nitrate number 1 first. Take the printed side, place that down on the test tube, and pop one nitrate number 1 tablet into the test tube. Students will put the cap on, shake it until it's dissolved, and then you're going to repeat the same thing with the nitrate number 2 tablets. Let's pause the video here so your teacher can pass out the nitrate test kit, and you're also going to need a pipette with this. Once you have your equipment and the directions are up on the screen, go ahead and begin. Our last test is pH, and it's in the smaller blue box. Inside the test kit, we have our test tube, your wide range indicator that we're going to use to get the result. Leave the cap on until it's time to use it, and our comparator that we'll use at the end to check our results. Using the pipette, fill the test tube to the 10 milliliter line with water. That line is closest to the top. The dropper bottle that's in your test kit is a wide range indicator. You're going to place 10 drops into the test tube. Make sure you hold the bottle straight up and down so you get nice sized drops. Place the cap on the test tube and turn it over once to mix the reagent with the water. Take the test tube and place it into the opening of the comparator and see which result it matches the closest to. If the color in your test tube doesn't match any of the options on the comparator, switch it with the other one that's in your test kit and see if you can find a good match. Record your results on your data sheet. We're going to pause the video here so your teacher can pass out the pH test kits. Once you have it and the directions are up on the screen, go ahead and begin your test. You've completed all 4 tests and recorded the data on your data sheet. But keep in mind, when you're looking at the healthy range, what's healthy for the lake water isn't necessarily the same as what's healthy for our tap water. For example, dissolved oxygen. It doesn't matter if there isn't any in our drinking water. We don't have gills. We can't absorb it from the water. Temperature isn't important either. We're not living in it. Nitrates, though, that's important. We want to make sure there are no nitrates in the tap water or in our lake water. And pH, 6 to 8 is ideal for our tap water too, but you eat and drink things outside of that range all the time. That's it for our classroom portion. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you next time on the day of our field trip.